most elements are made up of more than one isotope. That means that the relative atomic mass that we see on the periodic table is usually an average that has been calculated based on how much of each isotope exists. Sometimes you might be asked to calculate the average relative atomic mass of a particular element when you were given information about each isotope. So in this question, you're asked to calculate the relative atomic mass of copper that is made up from copper 63, that makes up 69% of the total, and copper 61, which makes up 31% of the total. So there are two steps to doing this calculation. Step one is that you multiply the mass of each isotope by the percentage that makes it up. Now, because percentages are telling us a proportion out of 100, we divide it by 100 before we do the multiplication. So you're going to multiply the mass of the isotope by the percentage divided by 100. Okay, now this particular question has two isotopes. I've got copper 63 and it makes up 69% of my total. Okay, so that means I'm going to do 63, which is the mass of that isotope, multiplied by 69 divided by 100. That gives me 43.47. Okay, I also have copper 61, which makes up 31% of the total. So I'm going to do 61 multiplied by 31 divided by 100. That works out at being 18.91. Okay, so what I have calculated here is essentially how much of the total mass is made up from each of these two isotopes. Okay, step two is to add those answers together. So I want to do 43.47 plus 18.91, and that gives a total of 62.38. Okay, if I want to round that up, that means my copper would have a relative atomic mass of 62.4 to 1 decimal place. Now I can tell that that's a pretty good answer because it's in between the two that I had to start with. So if your final answer is in the middle of the two masses you had in your question, you've probably calculated it right. If it isn't, you need to go back and take another look.